But when you know what caused the last rise of black people and you want to poke at that wound, it seems like you just are trying to play to a racist base. This is why we get people like Chad the Builder trying to antagonize black people into doing something so he can shoot them. Because they have now been emboldened by this entire scene of like, yeah, man, we can say the things that we shouldn't be saying. It's like this rebellious white boy attitude that feels like being able to say the N word or being able to say George Floyd was in hell is now cool, you know? And I don't think it was necessary. I'm not
Yeah,
saying that
but
I want empathy. I'm just saying what it
saying it,
was. And I don't think
saying
Kevin
it ain't
Hart,
what it is
it's really,
crazy
really
though.
towards Kevin Hart, I don't think he gets it. I don't think he gets that that's a political statement in itself. I don't think that he gets that that's what they're doing down there in Austin. Or he's rich and comedy. He's rich and a comedian before he is a black man, before he is a empathetic human
Well,
being. You
that's
know,
not fair. I'm not saying that because if we keep going with his
he
pot,
keeps
if we
saying
keep,
that it's comedy.
but,
It's about the comedy.
no, he doesn't. At the end, he keeps saying that I don't have to explain myself to people
No, let's go
as
ahead.
I already go
I
ahead
don't
and.
get affected
Okay.
by the attempt of humor. I get it,
There
right?
you go.
Case like do more. It's my production. We're live. The more is what? Like what is it that you expect me? You want me to take a live production and stand up and fight Tony or have a reaction? Like Tony told a joke. It wasn't a tasteful joke to us. We didn't like it. Okay. Hey man, fuck that joke. We move on. I don't understand why we stand on a hill and it becomes like this big thing of like, oh man, the motherfucker, they do this and they're attacking the culture. It doesn't have to be that. It literally is either you're
Because
a
that's what they
fan
say about Drake.
of this level of content or you're not. And if you're not a fan, you don't watch it. So my my last my last note for all is very simple. Okay. The headlines or whatever the dialogue is. My rebuttal is simplicity. Remove me from it. I didn't say it. If you are upset that the night went on, that's a different conversation. It's nothing I can do. It's a production. It's a live production. I'm not compromising the live production for a reaction of what? What do you want me to do? I'm drag him off? You want me to fight afterwards? You want me to turn it into like what? That's not what I agreed to do. That's not the job at hand. The job at hand.
We're gonna. I want to. Yeah, I want to continue with the video, but I'll give you time to talk about what he said just now. Before.
That's fair. Like what he's asking. I made a couple comments watching that. I don't know if they was picked up or not. I don't know if I'm muted or not.
Not anymore.
But I made a couple comments like he was like, "What do you want me to do?" Like I'm not a like that's what do you want me to do? It's production. It's. Do you want me to make a spectacle out of it? You know what would you have wanted me to do? He said because for that being because then that is then the real headline. Tony says the joke is insensitive. Kevin stands up and he placates. You know what I mean on behalf of black people and the insensitivity of that joke, regardless of everything else that has been said on that stage. The thing that then would stop production, to Kevin's point, the thing that will then stop the motion, to Kevin's point, would have been him grandstanding on this particular joke. When he was like, hey, fuck that, because me and you talk about all the time about the beef, right? You say, hey, bitch ass nigga Drake, so what? If the pedophile shit ain't true, so what? You know, if George Floyd ain't in hell, so what? It's a joke, right? That's kind of what niggas are saying, and that don't fly. So that's
Um.
what I'm just trying to say, and I know it's not an equal equivocation, but that's what I'm hearing when I'm like, get over
Okay.
when Kevin Hart's saying get over it. When Kevin Hart's like, don't care about the joke or bypass the joke, or hey, even if roast ain't your thing and you heard that it was a thing that you don't fuck with, I will respect you. Don't watch it. Don't now hate watch what you saw cherry pick
But
off the
here's the thing:
one joke and
they
then make
like to
it the story
roast.
of it.
I think that's the I think he's trying to reframe the narrative. It's not that, oh, we don't like roast. It's that that joke was insensitive, bro. And I think that it's okay for him to say, you know what, it was an insensitive joke.
He
And I
said
want
that.
you, no, I think that he's
He
not
said it
saying
was
that.
insensitive.
I think he's
No,
saying
he
that
said
we
it
should talk.
in the thing.
He said, okay, maybe he said that. Okay, he's saying though, and he's kind of copping pleas for Tony, saying, oh, why don't we talk about his set? Well, we are talking about his set. This is part of his set. You know, it's like almost like he's trying to wash that joke under the rug and saying, "Oh, what about all the other jokes?" You know, like that he did. And that's what I mean by you're comedian before you're black. You know, some people say, "I see what they're doing out there in Austin, Texas, and I don't fuck with that shit." But he's willing to do it for the production. He's willing to do it for the money and all that stuff,
I'm,
and smile and like, all
but
right,
why
cool,
we
and move
include
on
Austin,
because
Texas,
he
and
has
what they're doing with that though?
this calls into question the whole thing with Kevin Hart about him potentially doing like Kevin himself said it on the roast. Like he doesn't say no. You know, he's a guy who's gonna put the business before. He's gonna take any type of deal. He's gonna take anything, and it doesn't matter if the script is bad. It doesn't matter if the jokes are anti-black. He's gonna say yes. You know, it doesn't mean that he's not putting on black people like his Platinum Cup boys and all that stuff. However, when it comes to front facing, being for a black cause and saying, you know what, you're right. This joke, I wish he didn't do this. And matter of fact, I'm not because I don't want him to go and fight Tony. No, I do. I saw it and I said it the night after the roast. Like, oh, when he came on here, I was like, now Kevin Hart gotta like kind of play like he's funny and laughing at this joke. Um, I would have, if I was Kevin, I would have said, listen, I didn't think the joke was funny, but I was uncomfortable and I laughed at it. But he laughed at it, and maybe he's trying to put some guard up for Tony, and that's what I see this conversation as. It's like, no, don't pick at the bad jokes on the roast. You know,
No,
it's comedy.
I'm sorry. I'm seeing it different. I'm seeing it different. He's saying, nigga, I ain't tell a joke. If you got a problem with it, bring it to Tony. Don't bring this shit to me.
oh yeah, okay,
That that, that
I
that's
agree
what
with
I'm.
that. I agree with that.
That's what
I
I'm
agree with
hearing.
that. I agree with
I'm
that.
hearing Kevin. I'm hearing the guard go up like, why the fuck is it the Kevin Hart? It's the Kevin Hart roast. Did Kevin Hart say a joke? Did Kevin Hart say a joke? And even in insensitivity sometimes, like I'm not even going like even in sensitivity, we've all been around our homeboy. I've been a homeboy, maybe you've been a homeboy, maybe, and you done said some shit to your girl cause you fly with it. It's it's mean. It ain't supposed to be said in the moment. It definitely ain't supposed to be said in front of company. And you, me, or you have said it, and the homeboy, that boy, wow, right there, boy, ain't he? You laugh uncomfortably of the joke in the moment. You don't necessarily think the joke is funny. You don't think that what he's doing is right. You don't even, you might even talk to your homeboy after the night or whatever. Hey man, you talk to Millie crazy. You talk to I crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like you do that, but in the moment on that little wooden couch in that living room at 6553, we didn't chuckle at some shit we weren't supposed to in
Listen,
the
man,
in an
I already
insensitive
listen.
moment.
Listen, I've already, said I don't think he should be getting the heat for the joke. So like I get you, and I already said that he was in an uncomfortable space where he had to like let it's in production, let me laugh it off and let me keep going. However, once that production's over, I do think that you can be like, hey guys, yeah, that was not the best part of the night. Rather than completely defending it and copping pleas, I think that you can also say that was not one of the best parts of the night, and I wish he wouldn't have done that. And direct that all inquiries to Tony. That was not me. And I think that what he's doing more than anything is saying, hey, bigging up Tony. Oh, it was one of the best sets. Like, talk about his set. Like, almost saying, like, forget about that joke. He was so funny that I don't even care. That's how it comes off to me. He was so funny that, like, who cares about that joke? Whereas it's completely ignoring it. And I get it. You don't want to apologize or anything because you weren't the person. I don't think you should be apologizing for something that you didn't do.
But that's what we're demanding.
But
Not
no,
not
I'm not
we.
demanding an apology. I think
Not
just
not me and
acknowledging
you.
that,
Not me and
yo,
you.
don't come
But
on
not
here
me
and
and
act
you.
like we're the ones who are acting crazy for saying that this joke is insensitive and out of poor taste and also racist. That's
But
what
hold
we're trying
on.
to say. If he can't
If
say the
you
joke
just
is racist, then I mean, it's like he's trying
but
to
why
say,
does it?
yeah, the joke. The joke is racist, but who cares? That's what he's saying.
I mean, that is what I mean. He, if we just rewind a little bit and watch it, he did say it's insensitive. I wouldn't have said it. I don't agree with it, but it's under the umbrella of comedy, and it don't stick to my ribs as much because I'm in it. It seems like it's sticking to the ribs of people who are
I
not
think that Kevin
ingrained in it.
Hart is a rich person who honestly gets to do this and put his arm out to all these things and say, "Yeah, I'm not part of that. I'm not a part of that. I'm not a part of that." When he's so
That's
powerful, he could genuinely call out what's going on in Austin, Texas, and in that scene, he could genuinely say,
you.
"Yeah,
So
they're
you, so
coming
you
for."
want Kevin Hart versus Joe Rogan? That's what we want now. Because you mentioned Austin,
I
Texas,
I
and we're not
wouldn't mind
mentioning
it.
what is in Austin, Texas.
I
It's
wouldn't.
Joe Rogan
I
Comedy
wouldn't mind
Club.
it. I wouldn't mind it. But Tony's the one who's running that shit. So I wouldn't mind it if he
It's
called that shit
Joe's
out.
money behind it. Tony ain't got no money to put. He running it. Joe's the fucking manager at McDonald's, nigga. The franchise owner is Joe fucking Rogan.
And Tony's saying the
That's what.
jokes, and it's Tony's show. Kill Tony is a Tony produced show. At the end of the day, I'm just telling you, bro. You can own the building. He's the guy out there producing the show and getting the acts to come on there and getting the most
But
racist
that's
type of
exact.
people.
So hear me out. What we just said. This is Kevin. He rented it out. This is Kevin production. This is Kevin's thing. He's not in charge of what Kill Tony says
Dude,
at the
I
roast.
already said that, bro. So you're
No,
missing
I
my
know.
point.
I'm not missing your point. What I'm saying is, to your point, is Kevin's rich and he can stick his arms
But
out and
if
he
your
wants to
production,
disassociate.
yes, he's disassociating from the moment that moment. He's saying that yeah, it's a production, it's business. He's going to take the money at any cost, even if it calls into question. Hey, if there's going to be a racist joke, he's with it. He's fine with it. If there's a racist joke at somebody who's not even there, who wasn't approved, that takes a shot at George Floyd, who I hear his daughter's already getting bullied, at school. So this just makes it even worse. Like so, he doesn't care about none of that stuff because it's all in the framework of a joke. And I
But
think
that's
that's
not
where I'm
fair
trying.
to say that.
He
He
just
was
said
at
that.
the
I'm using his
funeral.
own
He was at
words.
the. No, it's not, bro.
So
He was at
that's
the
my
funeral.
point. That's my
He said,
point.
so don't say he don't
You
care. That's not. You can't do
he
that.
just
When
said
I
it's
called
all.
the family and I told them that it was going to happen, he talked to Steven Jackson. He called the
Oh, Steven
family and talked to
Jackson.
them.
Oh, he called Steve Jackson. Oh, so it makes it fine.
All right,
Right.
respect, respect, respect.
Oh
We
no, you're
can't.
right.
You
He
want
called
to,
Steven Jackson. So that's it.
bro? You
But
telling me like if he don't call if
he
he
didn't.
don't
He
do
didn't call
none of
Steven
that.
Jackson before that. It would happened afterwards. He
He
had a
called
conversation.
after. Yes, because I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening before. I can't call and say what's happening before because I don't know what happened before. It happened. The very thing I did was contact the family or contact the person that I fuck with the most that is directly in contact to that family and say, hey, bro, this is coming out. I'm letting you know. It's a heads up.
And I say, hey man, let me call the one person after. And that's before whatever you're talking about. That's immediate. Stack, hey, Tony threw one out there. It's this and this, but you do know that that's what this shit is a roast. But I just want you to know from my side, that man is on his own.
You ain't lead with that, Kev. You should
Lead
have been
what?
leading with that the whole time.
Cause I don't need
People
to.
just want to know you care.
I don't fucking need to prove to people that I give a fuck.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Just this time. This one time.
No.
Yeah, this one.
No. If you open that door, then that's the door that people expect all the time. Why the fuck do I need to do that?
I think it's because of how much the George Floyd situation affected so many people. I think I get what you're saying and how you stand on your business, and I respect
I'm
you
not
for
talking
that.
about standing on business.
Or whatever it is. I think with certain
Did
things,
not say it.
but their pushback is it happened at Kevin Hart's roast. Kevin Hart, who is like, he's out, like, so many of us support you.
I
You're
got these
ours.
examples.
They just want to hear you say.
Okay, I got
Let
these
it ride,
examples.
let it ride.
Today is tasteless.
Okay.
You actually
Yeah.
reached out to somebody who's considered his
That's
family
it.
to say,
I don't
let
think-
them know. That's all.
I have the best example. If I go to a nightclub and like we're celebrating, right? And two people get killed that night at the nightclub. What's the headline?
Kevin Hart's party got shot.
Shot
Two
up.
people
Two
got
people
killed at
died
Kevin Hart's
at
party.
Kevin Hart's party. Right? People may say, I'm not going to Kevin Hart's party again. Man, you can't go to Kevin Hart's shit. Kevin Hart's shit ain't safe. I ain't fucking with Kev. You heard what happened. I go, but I didn't fucking do it. I didn't even know the people that fucking was shooting. I didn't even know the two people that got killed. That's the nature of being the name. Your name is attached to things to make things bigger. What is my fucking... I didn't shoot the gun. Why am I arguing and why am I doing interviews after?
Why would
Listen, man.
Keep it going. I'm sorry, he had a
Keep going.
point. He gonna wrap it up, and he gonna wrap it up.
Go ahead. I'll go
be
ahead.
in your party with guns?
But who knows? I don't work the metal detectors. I'm not the security guys. The club does all that. I don't have those answers. You understand what I'm saying? Like the responsibility just it starts to compile as if I'm the one in charge. We are not in charge of the dialogue from anybody on that stage.
The only difference is, if it was a party, you wouldn't have invited them in. If you invited them to the party and you knew they was coming and you knew they was gonna be there, and you know they potentially
You know
might
what
be
they get into.
goons.
Okay.
Like you know how Tony get down.
Okay, so the Tom Brady roast was a big hit.
Yep.
Right? What was the talent attached to Tom Brady's roast? That was a huge hit.
Yep.
I also asked Nikki Glaser to do it. Tony and Nikki were the two standouts from that roast. They were the big fucking winners of that roast. I'm gonna get the winners of that roast to come back and fuck with me on mine. It's that simple. There was no other thought. I don't know the track record of and what I'm going from. Hey man, bring the hitters back. Let's see if we can get Nikki and Tony because they crushed on the last one. Jeff, you got to do this one too. Okay, what is Kevin pulling the talent from? I'm pulling it from what? Success.
Success. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That was what I wanted to shoot him some bail with, as we are saying Kevin don't care, or Kevin's not aware, or Kevin's insensitive,
Well,
or
he clearly
Kevin.
said he wasn't aware just now. He said he just said,
Well,
I don't know.
I know, but I thank you again. So when we're saying Kevin is aware of what it is, when you're saying he knows what's going on in Austin, when he knows kill Tony, like when we're giving
No,
the
I'm not
credence.
saying that he knows that. I'm saying that he's doing this as if he's so rich he don't fucking know. That's what I'm over here fucking my setup. He's so rich that he don't fucking know what's going on. So yeah, he lets these niggas in here and say racist jokes. But I think he should be tapped in a little bit more. I think he's so rich and so disattached that yeah, he's not attached in to the culture, and that's where we're like, hey man, maybe you should know that these niggas are not the ones to have on your roast, because this is a black man's roast. Let's be real. This is you. You're one of the best to do it, and you're having guys who are known for racism, who are known to be very much in the whole MAGA sphere of things, you know. And I do think you should curate better. I get it. They did great on Tom Brady's roast because that's Tom fucking Brady. He's MAGA too. So like, but I do think that he wants to be like higher than any political thing. He wants to just get the best talent, and that's putting the money first. That's putting comedy first before you put, standing in on some type of morals for black people in the culture, which is his choice, and I'm cool with that.
I
But
feel
but
very,
people are going to people are going to
very
call it out.
conflicted because I think Dave Chappelle would have brought Tony on. I think
I
if
don't
it was a
know. I
roast,
don't know that.
I mean, Nikki. I mean, as the track list of racist white people that are involved in roast that have been, like Kev said, just called back based off of success is very long, realistically. Like Jeff is the roast master, and his is not racist, but it is very much raunchy. It
Yeah,
very much
100%.
is.
Yeah,
Very
but
much
that's a
is.
way to do it without having to throw out that bait for your MAGA racist fans. That's what I'm talking about here. And I want to, and listen, I'm not trying to beat up on Kevin Hart. I like the man. I like what he's doing. He's a legend. However, sometimes you make mistakes, and sometimes you should be called out on that. And I'm not saying that he made the primary mistake here. I'm just saying that you laughing at that joke and then acting as if we should just still big up this guy who's clearly doing this as a attack on something that was tragic to black people for the same reaction of rage baiting us should be in your forefront of your mind sometimes. I think that you shouldn't be so detached. That's where my criticism lies with Kevin Hart, is that I do think he's detached. I think he shouldn't be as detached if he does care about the family, if he does care about the messaging that it sends out, and that's all. I'm not saying he made the joke. I came here and said the next day I was criticizing the people who were up there doing their political shit and getting their shit off. It wasn't about Kevin, but I care where he's coming from, But here's the thing: he doesn't want to be allowed to be to show that he cares, and that's what makes him who he is. That's the difference between him and Cat Williams. Like Cat Williams is not going to have these people on his roast. He's not. Cat Williams is not. He has a certain level of. I don't want to say integrity, because I don't want to say that Kevin doesn't have integrity, but a level of morality or something that I know that he would be picking specific people that are not just because they're a bit, Whereas Kevin is all about the numbers, all about who was the big hit, who can I get to do this. So when you get a roast and a lot of these people are like the typical, white roast masters, you start to see, oh, this is a Netflix production, and this is what Kevin Hart is doing. This is what he's trying to achieve. This is not meant for just the culture. It's meant for everybody, the white fan base, to enjoy too. And that little bait out there is for not just white people, because there's white people that didn't like it either, but the specific racist fans that I think don't need that on a Kevin Hart roast. That's my opinion, though. That's all. That's all. If you made it this far, you are a real one. Thank you. So please like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more daily content from your boys from Everything Is.